Hey guys, Jonah here, back with the beer review. I know why you're here. You're here for the reviews, eh? We are back in the Italian beer box, trying to get this one finished off. It's a Lizzo beer, and there is an article on Lizzo, not how much she's lost the weight and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's definitely an article in there. But I've already spoken about that in a previous video, so you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, look at my previous videos, and you will find it. We are doing this beer tonight. Quite cool, actually. It's like I say, it's from Lizzo, Cognielano Veneto. It's from the Veneto region. And this one is called Pogue Mahone, which is a nice Irish saying, but don't say it to an Irish person outside the pub, only in the pub. It's a dry stout at 4.8 on the percente. I even like the can. It's kind of dark and moody, just like me. There we go. There's the Lizzo or LZO kind of nonsense. Chocolate cafe, the blah 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 blah. Hey, it's coffee and chocolate tasting, I reckon. Um, that's what I think. Well, we'll see in a minute. Everything is in Italiano, right? Malto, Watero, Barlio. Oh no, there we go. Yeast. I believe the hops in here, according to Beer52, of course, it's a proper sauce. Nice black top. It's another one of these beers that's using East Kent Goldings hops, which is fine by me. Keeps the old hop people, yeah, in action over here in East Kent, which is where I live. I'm not convinced by that, to be perfectly honest, but you know, might be. Hope it is. Um, and for stouts, of which this is supposed to be, yeah, the hops don't really matter too much. You don't want overpowering hops. You don't want a black IPA stout, Chamonix, but yeah, you want a bit of bitterness in there. Boom. Apparently, the malts in this bad boy are. Oh, I can do one of these. Hey. Oh, hang on. There we go. That'll be the front cover of the video. You'll have already seen that, dear viewer. Just over a finger's head. Nice head. Nice creamy kind of mocha. Massive big holes forming like a Swiss cheese already. But that looks proper. That does look like an Irish stout or a dry stout. Not a hint of hops at all, which is fine. We're getting that cafe, that mocha, a little bit of sweetness on the nose there too. Something else, maybe a bit of cream, cafe creme, like those cigars that I used to smoke before I got cancer. Don't smoke, kids. Drink beer, it's much better for you. You know what? When I was growing up, you could buy cigarettes at 16 years old, and you could have beers in a restaurant at 16 years old as well. So yeah, I took full advantage of both of those. Got cancer, got diabetes. I'm still drinking though. I'm not smoking anymore. Yeah, no smoking. Have to enjoy my beers. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, I don't usually talk about cancer and all sorts of shit like that, although I do sometimes. But hopefully, I'm entertaining you with my dulcet tones. And yeah, you'll find this beer review interesting. If you do, think about subscribing, give me a thumbs up, all that kind of jazz. If you want to talk some more, why don't you join me in the comments down below? Cheers and beers. Now, for a change, I haven't put this one in the fridge. It's cellar temperature, shall we say, even though I don't have a cellar. And that is really nice. I'm liking this. There is some cream. There is a bit of kind of gritty roastedness to this one. It's quite smooth. 4 point, what was it? 4.3, 4 point something, 4.8, so almost 5. But it tastes quite thin, I have to say, quite watery. And although there's a little touch of cream, it's not creamy like a Guinness or one of the actual Irish beers. But let me consult the can again, because I think it didn't have barley malt. Well, it doesn't say what the malt is. Is there any malted oats in there? I don't know if there is. And that usually thickens things up and gives that creamy thing. There's a touch of creaminess, but it's just not got that that thickness. And I wouldn't say Guinness or something like that is a thick beer, but you know what I mean. It's got a little bit of that kind of filler, shall we say. And wow, look, I've definitely got a nice tide line there. I mean, it's running down the glass a little bit. We shall see if that bad boy hangs around. But this is a nice beer. Maybe a touch sweeter than those proper Irish dry stouts, but only a tiny bit. Go in for some more. Go in for seconds, as they say. Oh, good swig this time. Yeah, a little bit of residual sweetness, like I say. Not too much bitterness either. It's not a dry. It's not a dry beer from either the astringency, the bitterness of the malts, and potentially a little bit of the hops there. And it's got that tiny hint of sweetness that's taking the edge off. Perhaps the dryness part of it too. Um, yeah, so it could be drier. It could be a little bit more kind of bitter, bit more, yeah, bitter. When I talk about dark beers, I'm talking about malt bitterness, not necessarily hop bitterness. Um, but otherwise, lovely, lovely kind of coffee, chocolate. I suppose the bitterness could come from the kind of chocolate, but then that's coming from the malts. I'm pretty sure there's chocolate malt in there. And there is a tiny bit of that kind of bitterness there coming from that side of the malts. But I imagine there's some really dark malts, a carafa of some sort, that kind of thing, or a roasted, yeah, roasted barley, a patent malt even. That's the blackest of black. If you're into like Norwegian black metal, you want to be having a beer with patent malt in. My God, that's dark. But this one, not too bad, light. A little bit stronger on the ABV than the ones that were around the Murphys or the Beamish. Although, my God, I need to find some Beamish. Apparently, you can get it over here in the UK, but Jesus Christ, is it hard to find where I live. Um, I would love to have a 4 pack of Guinness, of Beamish. Guinness you can get damn everywhere. But yeah, my preference was always Beamish. Um, I think probably Guinness second and then Murphy's third. Although Guinness and Murphy's kind of interchangeable, but Beamish is by far my favourite. Real creamy stuff, quite thick as well. Whereas, yeah, Murphy's was a little bit watery. Um, Perhaps like this, but Murphy's was quite dry, whereas this finish is a little bit sweet. Let's finish this bad boy off, and you guys can get on the road. Wow. I mean, that Considering this is an Italian brewery brewing an Irish style, I think they've had a pretty good crack at it, to be honest. Um, just a tiny bit sweet for me to be, because they didn't just say it was a stout, they called it a dry stout. So I'm being a bit picky on this bad boy. And the camera isn't focusing. Urgh. But it definitely, there we go, it definitely says dry stout of 4.8%. Nice lineage. That line's still there from the beginning. Second one, third one. I know they're not quite straight. Head retention probably would be better if it had a little bit of kind of oats in there, I would have thought. Maybe wheat as well. I am, as most of you know, or the regular viewers will know, that I am a man who really does like the dark stuff. Um, and in summer, pardon me, quite good carbonation there. Yeah, in summer, some people don't drink dark beers at all. I am not afraid of the dark beers in summer, although I do get it, especially the porters, the thicker ones. Yeah, maybe, and the imperial stouts in summertime. Oh, I don't know. Although I've noticed that my local pub, the Royston, have got some Tartarus beers. There's a couple of real strong ones. I think they've got one. I'm pretty sure it's in cans, but it's 17, 18%, something like that. I'm probably going to try and buy one, so long as it's not obscenely expensive. And Andy usually kind of sorts me out somehow, but we shall see what mood he is in when I go and try and pick one of those up. But yeah, Jesus Christ, that's almost like Malibu strength if you're drinking it neat. Ridiculous. This has been Uncle Jonah drinking beers for your entertainment. It's all for you, Carol Ann. Please come back because I'm going to be doing another beer review, and that's going to be coming up real soon.